All right, today is all about teaching our dogs the value of their place behavior. When I put a verbal cue on this, no, I use the word bed personally, but like I say in all of our classes, I'm not invested in what word you use. I'm invested in you being consistent and intentional. So pick a word that works for you and be consistent. I have a very food motivated young dog right here. So I'm showing her food. I'm going to draw a straight line. And notice, yes, she's a little tentative getting on the dog bed. Get it? So I'm not going to use the leash and make her. Yes. I'm going to just mark yes when she makes the choice. Yes. Get it? Now, this is a little dog, but a lot of us work with big dogs as well. And so I'm very intentional that I come the long direction of the bed. Good. And notice if she's coming from my left side, I'm drawing a straight line. Yes, with my right hand. Get it? And if she's on my right side, I'm using my left hand. Yes. Drawing a straight line onto the dog bed. I personally never come this way because it might work with a short dog. No. But it's not going to work with a big dog. Dogs are good at pushing the boundaries, and I want to make sure we have clear expectations and set them up for success. Yes. Anytime we're teaching a new skill, we're going to use our yes marker. Yes. Get it? Because I don't have the expectation that the dog stays. Yes. So I want them to get quick wins. Yes. And yes means they're correct. They're done, and they can come to me for their reward. Yes. Get it? Yes. Now we're reliably getting on the bed. Yes. Good. Yes. So initially I started by rewarding the dog when she got on the bed, putting all four. And I can still do that. I can do what's called double marking. Yes. Yes. So I marked twice and rewarded 2 separate times for the same behavior. That way she's seen the value of being on the bed, and I'm adding some chase and excitement to get her off of the bed and as a reward for the obedience. Yes. Bed. Good. When I like what the dog is doing, she's doing a good job executing the behavior. She's getting on it with confidence. Then I can put a word before the action. And like I said, I use the word bed. Get it? Bed. Yes. So she ate the food that I threw. I told her bed, and then she got on the bed. And that's the order of operations. We have to remember to always speak and then act. Get it? Bed. Yes. And there, if you notice, I used just a tiny bit of body movement to help her complete getting on the bed. Get it? Bed. And here I'm just showing her a target to help her get there. When we started, and again, this is all one training session, we start by helping her extensively where she's following the food the whole way. But we have to quickly have a plan of action in our training to fade away the help, to shrink the help, to make it faster and smaller, so that ultimately we can tell her the cue to action, she executes the behavior, and then we'll mark it yes or good, and then we'll reward it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Get it? Bed. So these are a couple of the ways that I shrink my lure. Yes. Are you ready? Get it. Bed. Yes. Sit. Yes. Bed. Good. Get it. Bed. Good. Once I've taken the edge off of her hunger and her excitement, I can start to work on building some duration on her bed. And I'm going to do that by using my good marker. Good means continue or stay in the behavior. So I'm going to reward her 50% of the time. I generally recommend having 4 pieces of food in your hand. And the reason for that is we're going to say good and then we're going to reward her. We're going to say good and we're going to skip the reward. We're going to say good and reward her. We'll mark yes, that's 3 pieces of food. She'll get a piece of food after I say yes. And then I need to put her back into obedience. And so I have that 4th piece of food so I can cue her to her bed, reward her for getting back on the bed, and reload while she's holding still and doing obedience work. Get it? And I'll show you what that looks like. Bed. Good. 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 Yes. Bed. Good. Now notice I'm really working to only mark when she has her feet on the ground. She's crazy excited. She's super motivated. She loves the food that we've got. Sit. Yes. Bed. Good. 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 Yes. Bed. Good. And even though I'm not correcting the jumping, she's not getting rewarded for it. She's not getting the food faster for it. So it will go away as long as I am consistent. Good. Yes. Bed. Good. 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 Nope. And so I made a mistake there. I didn't have enough food loaded in my hand, like I told you you should. And she broke the behavior because I didn't have enough to keep her engaged and in the behavior. Yes. In the teaching phase, bed, we really want to focus on errorless learning. Yes. Bed. Sit. Good. 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 You can see her anticipation when I say, good. Yes. Bed. Good. Good. No. Good. 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 Yes. Bed. Down. Good. Now, if you notice, when I am teaching a dog bed, I don't care what they do on the dog bed. If I've only said bed, I don't care if they do a sit, a stand, or a down. I just care that all 4 feet are on the bed. Not jumping, actually on the bed. Good. Here I've told her to do a down, so I expect she stays in the down. No. So hard when all you want is love. Good. 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 Now notice I'm paying her really fast. Good. Nope. Down. Good. Good. I pay fast in the teaching phase to get the dog early in the teaching phase, to get the dog really committed to the behavior so they want to stay in the behavior. Good. 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 She's also learning some self-control here. I'm only marking and rewarding when she's not bothering my hand. Nope. Good. Down. Good. 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 Yes. Bed. Down. Good. 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 Yes. Bed. Good. Good. Free. So I intentionally told her free because we're going to play a little self-control game here. She loves the food that I have. She's super pushy. Yes. And she needs to see that being pushy in that way, that demanding way, it's not going to get her what she wants faster. Yes. But if she stops licking and bothering my hand, then I'll mark and reward by giving her everything. Yes. Yes. I'll give her everything in my hand. Yes. And in the beginning, I start by my fist is closed the entire time. Yes, we love you too. Yes. But quickly, I want to progress to being able to open my hand. Yes. And she waits just like that. And I'm fully aware that I'm tolerating some bad behavior, but I'm not going to fixate on the problem behaviors when I can make a lot of that go away through training. And down the road, if we need to institute a little bit of correction to make that go away, I can. Yes. Notice she got distracted by Jason and a client talking on the field. And I wasn't going to mark yes there because I want to make sure she's really realizing that it's looking at the food, not bothering the food in my hand, gets her what she wants. Lola. She's just trying to see what works. Because yes, it wasn't working fast enough for her. Yes. Such a good girl. All right, so the basis of training our bed behavior. We don't put a verbal cue to the behavior until the dog is doing it well. So I'm not going to tell her bed or place until I've shaped it in a way that she loves doing it and she's doing it correctly. You know, imagine if a dog hates getting on the dog bed, if they're petrified of it, and I put a verbal cue on it and I tell them bed, and they look at that and they're like, oh, and they're scared of it. That emotion is going to be tied to that word forever. So we shape the behavior, we get them doing it correctly, and we get them loving the behavior, and then we don't have any baggage tied onto it. And when we get them on the dog bed in the beginning, we're marking with our yes marker and immediately rewarding. We start by rewarding in place on the dog bed, and then we can reward by marking yes while they're on the dog bed and move so that they come off the dog bed to get their reward. Yes, just like that. Yes, so I can reward on, yes, or off. Yes. And then I switch to using my good marker and I pay the dog for staying in place. No. And in the beginning, we have 4 pieces of food and we tell them good and we feed. Good. Good. And we feed on the third. Yes. And then we bring them right back to the bed and put them back to work. That way, our training, we start with obedience, we have a reward, and we're back in obedience before they have time to check out. And that way, they're stationary and thinking and holding still and focused on us instead of like sniffing the grass or wandering around. Good. You'll hear dog trainers frequently talk about a loop, closing your loop. There's a point in training where we'll leave that loop open and see what the dog does and give the dog the opportunity to make more choices. But at this stage in the teaching process, we need to help them make the right choices and stay focused. Good. 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 With a dog like Lola, who loves to move, especially young dogs, puppies. Good. There are certain breeds where they are just wired to go. It's really important that we stick with just those 4 pieces of food, our 3 good markers, pain the first and the third, and our yes marker. So they really see that holding still for just a moment gets them the freedom to chase and to play and to move. Chasing their food is rewarding. It activates that prey drive in a healthy way. Good. And it shows them the power of holding still as their choice. And it gets them the freedom of chasing and running and getting rewards and moving, which is ultimately what your young active dogs want to do, just like Lola. And there are some dogs, similar to Lola, where I'll start out in the beginning paying every single good super fast so they have absolutely no reason to leave the behavior. I want her to stay in the down. I want her to stay laying on the bed. So I can just feed her really super fast, just like this, and that's perfectly fine. Down. No. Remember, no means no food, no reward. It doesn't mean she's in trouble. Good. 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 No. Good. 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 Now notice I'm intentionally taking my hand off her nose. Good. Good. And I'm marking when my hand was off of her nose. Down. No. Good. 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 Yes! And that is an excellent note to end on, Lola. Remember, if you're dealing with a dog who's jumping, reward them both by touching, petting, and feeding when all 4 are on the floor. And they don't get touched, they don't get pet, and they don't get fed if their front feet come off the ground.